That's what I'm talking about. All right, welcome. Boston is in the building. All right, guys, we're gonna get started in just a second. I'll be making sure we introduce our first speaker in just a moment, but we'll definitely want to make sure we get another round of introductions. Want to make sure you guys get yourself something to write with, something to write on. Get ready to take some copious notes, again, because we want to make sure you guys get this information and make sure you add your energy to the mix. Who else do we have that's on the line that wants to introduce themselves and where you calling from?
David Brown from Maryland.
Mr.
Gabby
Brown,
Telfer, Orlando, Florida.
Gabby, welcome.
Sabrina, Houston, Texas.
Brina, welcome.
Thank you.
Candy, Houston, Texas.
Okay, all right. Houston and Florida jumping on the map. Okay, y'all showing up. Welcome, Candy.
Johnny Montes, Hawaiian Gardens, Southern California, baby.
What's going on, Mr. Montes? Welcome.
Leslie Johnson, South Carolina.
Bessie Johnson, South Carolina. Listen, I almost said Jacksonville, So you relocating on me, mixing me up here.
I'm not
And Candy, Candy, congratulations on your install. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Got some action going on here, man.
Hey, Sadhu Kalsa from Miami, Florida, and I'm also in Montgomery, Alabama, visiting my parents.
Hey, man, welcome to the call. Glad to have you on the call with us today.
Likewise, likewise.
Marvin from Maryland.
Hey, Marvin, welcome to the call.
Johnny Cordova from Orange County.
Mr. Cordova, welcome to the call. And we got an Ed Ayala sighting. Mr. Ayala, welcome to the call.
I am here, Sam. How are you?
I know, man. You're always in the building. Anywhere there's money and opportunity, you there.
What's up, Ed?
What's up?
That's all right. All right, guys. Well, again, guys, hopefully you guys got you something to write with, something to write on. And because what I want to do right now is I definitely want to make sure you guys are in a position to receive, okay? And make sure, again, make your last minute text messages, make sure your team members are on because this is not just for new people. This is also an education, for those who want to continue to learn how to have a conversation with people about what we are offering right now. Is extremely valuable, too valuable not to master, okay? And so speaking of mastering, I got somebody I want to introduce you guys to who's been in the industry of sales, in the business industry of recruiting, in the industry of solar, for some years. And when I tell you, I love his energy, I love his posture, I love his confidence, and I love what he brings to the table. And tonight, he's going to bring to you guys, the information about our company, and he's going to bring it to you in a unique way that it'll help you understand how valuable it is that what we have our hands on. And then he's going to introduce me, and we're going to make sure we serve you guys tonight. So I want to bring to the line none other than my partner in crime tonight, Mr. Pete Abraham.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. How are you tonight?
Man, I'm fantastic. Fantastic.
Awesome. I got something special for you at the end. I got one for you. So
come on,
remember that. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. My name is Pete Abraham. I've been in the solar industry for the last 15 years. I have a real estate background, a mortgage background, a life insurance background.
Recording in progress.
And I used to own a car detailing business. And I was in the United States Navy for 12 years. So I can tell you, I can come from getting my hands dirty to putting on a collared shirt. I prefer to wear shorts and short sleeves, that kind of stuff for myself. But I'm here. You're at the right place at the right time tonight. I have the honor of actually showing you what we do as a business. I'm going to pull up my slide deck a little bit so you guys can see, and we'll get right into it. But definitely take some notes. Definitely have your mind open. Some of you are looking for change, and you're right in front of something tonight that, well, it could well be it for you, right? This could be it. This could be the one for you. So make sure you're taking notes. I'm going to share my screen, and let's go ahead and somebody disable the screen share. So if we can add me to that, would be great. So while we're doing that, you're muted, but that's okay. Just let me try one more time. It's still disabled. So take your time. I don't know if that's you or Juan.
I don't know what happened, but give me 1 second. I'll make sure you got that.
No problem. No problem, folks. Just get ready while you're there. Like I said, I've been in solar a long time. We're going to talk about a lot of different things tonight, but one of those star attractions is solar, and solar done the right way. I used to drive 6,000 miles a month, 6,000 miles a month just to drive to people's houses to get no-showed, not open the door. My wife's not home. Come back later. Don't ever come back. Smoking stuff. I don't even know what it was. I literally have seen it all. So, folks, just understand that coming from that background, I'm a single dad. I haven't had to leave my house for work, literally, unless I wanted to go someplace close by in literally the last 5 years. Right when COVID started, everybody else thought, oh, there's no way you could do a Zoom. That just won't work. It's belly to belly is the only way. I'm here to prove that wrong tonight. Because when I used to sit in people's houses, I would show them my computer screen, the same thing you're watching. So there's no difference there. All right, let's see if this screen share, yeah, it does. All right, let's get right into it. Thank you so much. All right, and let me know if that goes full screen in just a second here.
Got it.
And we should be.
Yep.
All right, good. All right, thank you. All right, so BYLD Network. What do we do? What do we do, and how do we help people? Well, first of all, we're going to help build your mindset. Having the right mindset. You know, there's an employee mindset, and there's I want to do something for myself and my family mindset. There's also how do you have a business? How do you build your business? What do you do? What does it take? What are the realistic expectations for something like that? And then how do you build your net worth, right? And your network, to be honest, but your net worth as well. You know, a lot of people go to their 9 to 5, which is admirable. They come home and they give up on the rest of their dreams. I'm telling you tonight, you're looking at something right in front of you tonight that you don't have to do that. So we'll talk about that. Let me just cruise through here. There might be some new slides in here. So if it replicates, and it looks like it does here, I'm not sure why that's on there. But let me go through this and see why that's doing that. I'll just keep going. So who are we and what are we? We are a high ticket brokerage. So what we have is 4 high ticket verticals, 4 streams of income just from that side alone, and each have a huge income potential. So it's not one and then, you know, I'd rather have 4 ways, and if one's up and one's down, I'm still up, right? But if I have all my eggs in one basket, only do one thing, well, look what's happened to Morgan real estate. Look what's happened to both of those industries several times, and yet they're high ticket. So something to think about as well tonight. And do people need what we have, obviously? So let me keep going. So why should we build a business? I think it's really important to understand that. It used to be you could just go do something else and pick up a side, you know, job or something, make a few bucks here and there. But nowadays, nobody's coming to save you. Number one, they're too busy trying to save themselves. So who's going to give you an opportunity where you can control it, where you can pick your time, pick your hours, pick the people you work with, spend more time with your family? In reality, entrepreneurship used to be a should, and now, in my opinion, it's become a must. You have your day gig when you start, right? And you work part-time on your fortune, like Jim Rohn says, right? And work full-time on my day job and work part-time on my fortune until my part-time surpassed my full-time. So very interesting when you think about that for a second here. So let's look at the current financial situation. It obviously makes an impact when you think about debt, layoffs, inflation, higher taxes, higher interest rates. I mean, think about all that stuff right now. Open your credit card bill. If you have credit cards, open them right now and see what your interest rate is. I bet you it's not what you thought it was or the last time you checked. Bankruptcies are up again. They're even saying to a certain extent foreclosures. And all this lead towards what might happen, a recession. A lot of us experienced that from the Great Depression to the Great Recession, and who knows what the next one's going to be. And then, of course, jobs being displaced. I was listening to an article or something on the radio today, and it talked about AI and different things of that nature. So we live in the age of the gig economy. People are looking for different ways to make money. They're searching online for different ways. A lot of them they can't afford. They can't afford to buy the McDonald's franchise or the whatever franchise or the latest and greatest of those things, because those can cost millions of dollars just for the point of entry. So people are looking at what can I get into that won't put me in great amounts of debt, and what do they come up with? Uber, Etsy, Airbnb, you know, those typical things that you see online. But the fact is people want and need to make more money. It's not even if they want to anymore. They need to. How many people, I mean, put it one in the chat If you're honest, put a 1 in the chat if you ever struggled and had more time at the end of the month than money, right? Right? And so that's one of the things that we want to look at today too. What can I do that can fix that problem? So what should you probably look for in a business opportunity? In my opinion, it makes sense. Industries with a big target market and a low market penetration, right? We don't want a tiny niche that hardly anybody uses, right? And again, essential goods and services, gas, electricity, water, those type of things. Well, I can tell you right now, we can help you with 2 of those 3 tonight. 2 out of those 3 we can help you with. Raise your hand just to yourself if you drink water. Raise your other hand if you use electricity. I'll give you a minute. See, folks, what I just said there right there should give you the tone for tonight's event. We have something that everybody needs and they can't live without. And of course, you want industries that thrive in good and bad economies. Let me ask you a question. Do you still drink water when times are bad? Is your electric bill still high, much higher than you want when times are great? And the answer to both those questions is yes, a resounding yes. So what do we do and what are the kind of services that we offer? Tonight, I'll be talking to you about Encore Solar, Freedom Forever. That's our solar division. We have our Rain H2O, which is our water division. That's coming out, and you'll learn more in depth on that as well. Not so much tonight, but you'll learn more about that we have. Our Smart Money Club, and we'll talk about that a little bit too. And then our home security. Look at the crime rate. Look at the things going on in many different areas of the country right now, especially right now in the country, and people want to protect their families. So these are the things that in the areas that we work in and help people with. And let's see if this thing will move forward for me. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, there we go. Excuse me. Hopefully we can see on this side right here. You got between 6,000 to 10,000 on the left. Excuse me, right here. 6,000 to 10,000 on the left for an average solar install, right? And that would be the commissions. On the water side, we have an extra 1,000 to 2,100 on average. And on the home security, an extra 500 to 700. So all of these things right here are things that can pay your bills, okay? And they're things that people use as well. And then the Smart Money Club, we talk about residual income, and that's really where it is, right? Let me ask you a question. How many, when you talk about residual, to help you understand it, how many of you have residual bills that you have to pay again every month? Now, put a 1 in the chat and be honest if you have residual income. And the question is this: if you have residual bills that keep coming back, why would you not make sure you have residual income that keeps paying those bills and helps you stay in profit mode? So that's what we want to look at tonight. So let's talk solar. A big passion of mine. Like I said, I've been doing this for about 15 years. I'm not the greatest. I'm not the worst. I'll tell you something right now. I just stay active. I talk to people. I ask them how they like their bill. I ask them, have they seen their rates creeping up? I ask them or hear their stories of, oh my gosh, we have to make a payment plan because we can't afford to pay these summer bills. Crazy. And this is not just here in California. This is all over. East Coast is on fire with how much their bills are increasing. So if you're from what I like to say, money-making Maryland, write that one down. I remember people were going across stage one time where they're from. It's money-making Maryland. So remember that. So from the West Coast to the East Coast, people use electricity, don't they? And they hate their bill. So why get involved in the solar industry? Number one, the size and the timing of the opportunity. You have 130 million homes in the U.S., and of those, 90 million are eligible for solar. And only about 5 million have gone solar. So if you think about that, that leaves what? About 85 million homes that are eligible and currently still without solar. So the next time you leave your house from coast to coast, wherever you live, or Puerto Rico, wherever you're from, right? Go outside and look around and see if that roof over there has any solar on it. The fact of the matter is you're driving by money everywhere you go every day. And by the way, we can help on the residential side and we can help on the commercial side. What are you waiting for? So let me keep moving here. Why solar for consumers? It's great to talk about the stuff that can help us, but we're not going to make any money if it's not something that's good for consumers, right? So how about saving up to 50% on electric costs, depending where you are in the country? How about zero down for those folks? I can't afford this, I can't afford that. Well, if you can get qualified for this, it's 0 down with many financing options. So that gets rid of that excuse. Also, blackout protection. I can tell you in California, we're basically like in an oven and it's on fire right now. I'm literally surrounded by fires. I'm not right in the middle of the danger, but 3 sides of me have fire, major fires going on right now, right? You go down to Texas, what do they have? The Great Freeze. What was that last year, a couple of years ago? You have wind, you have Florida hurricanes, you have all these things that happen, right? And a lot of times, guess what? In California, they turned off electricity. In Texas, nature turned off electricity, right? In Florida, they had to turn stuff on and got blown away. But had you had solar on the top of your house, guess what? Most likely your stuff would have been working when everybody else is off. Your light's the one with the beacon of light on because you had blackout protection. All that and a potential tax credit of 30%. Right now, that tax credit is at 30%. And like I said, it's a tax credit. Why would you pay full price when you have the ability, and if you qualify for it, a tax credit waiting for you? Immediate increase in your home value on an average between 4 and about 6%. Okay, so why wouldn't you want something that increases the value of your home, lowers the bill that you're going to have to pay whether you like it or not? And why wouldn't you take advantage of clean energy that's good for you, your kids, and your grandkids? Fun fact, in 2022, someone went solar every 44 seconds. In 2023, I think it was actually every 36 seconds. So it's faster and faster and faster. And if you're from an area of the country where you don't see that much solar yet, I totally understand. But write this down. Your neighbors are going to get solar with or without you. Mr. and Mrs. Realtor out there, if you're here listening in tonight, listen, your clients will go solar with or without you. Trust me. How do I know? I have tons of people who bought houses from a realtor, and I'm the one that shared solar with them, not the realtor, because the realtor didn't know about it. It's only now that we're making that shift where people are starting to see, hey, you know, I should pay attention to this. And by the way, realtors, if one form of income gets cut a little bit, how about increasing it and staying with the same clients, keeping your same business and moving forward and helping somebody? They trust you, they like you. Why wouldn't you offer something that helps them? Matter of fact, you have a fiduciary duty to help them understand their payment and understand those things that are going to help them with the house. So you obviously want to have a legitimate career opportunity, part-time or full-time. That's what I love about this. Again, most people start part-time. Listen, when your part-time check out-earns your full-time paycheck and you've been doing that for 6 months, time to move on. Okay, but nobody has to do that. You can stay part-time forever and still make more than most people. I'll tell you that. And that's a fact. I'll tell you that right now. Again, 15 years in this business, and I've seen it with my own eyes. Virtual sales, 90% of our sales are done over Zoom, just like you're here. If I went to your house to talk to you about this, do you know what I'd be doing? I'd be sitting next to you at the kitchen table, and we both would be staring at my computer screen. Let me ask you a question. What are you doing right now? You're staring at my computer screen. Simply referring solar customers earn up to 50% of the commission. Some people say, I don't have time. You don't have time for extra money? You don't have time to spend more time with your family? What is it you don't have? Right? So simply refer people, earn up to 50%. Or you can become a BYLD mentor and close sales for other consultants and earn 50% of the commissions. What a great deal that if you learn the business a little bit more, just like you would real estate, mortgage, life insurance, any of those type of great businesses, guess what? You probably shadowed somebody before you tried to mess it up yourself, because you had a much better chance of getting paid when you followed the leader rather than tried to be the leader, even if you are a leader. You know, one thing about great leaders, I'll tell you, great leaders are excellent followers. And that's how I become a great leader. So if you don't want to sell solar, you can build a team and earn commissions from the sales they make. You don't have to sell. There's no quota that you have to sell for solar. You can literally just build a team. We'll talk about that later tonight, and earn great commissions and keep doing what you're doing. One of the reasons we've teamed with our install company is Freedom Forever. Great company, been around a long time. They have a 25-year production guarantee. So that guarantee literally is the best in the industry, and also is one of the only companies that has this type of a guarantee where they guarantee the power and they also guarantee return lost savings. So let's say the system wasn't working for some reason, power was out for 3 days, and you have to use your local utility. Guess what? They would give you a credit or a check for that you lost because it was a fault of the solar not working. So guaranteed production. Good luck finding that out there. So that's why we do that. And then here in this picture, if I might, and this is what I alluded to earlier, what do you see here? You see a whole bunch of roof, whole bunch of houses, and a few of them sprinkled with solar, right? Well, folks, it's either going to be you or somebody else tonight that knocks on that door, that knows that neighbor, that sees them at church, in whatever club you're in, and talks to them. It's either you or somebody else. You know, in California, since 2020, solar is mandatory in California, mandatory. In Miami-Dade County in Florida, in that county of Florida, mandatory that if you build a new home, it must have solar on it. Otherwise, you can't even build the new home. Same with the ADUs. So it's money, money, money is what that is. So let's give a couple quick testimonials. Right here in California, here's a customer in California, 287 before solar, 148 after solar. That's like going to the financial optometrist, right? And you go click, click, which way do you see better? Well, which one's better to you, 287, Mr. Homeowner, or 148? I'll give you a minute. And by the way, this homeowner is more than likely getting way more electricity than what they were getting for that lower price. So they're getting a bigger system that gives them 125, 150% of their usage, which is what they want, and it's only 148 in this case. A great mentor and a friend of ours has said in this business, a business partner, a solar sales presentation is not a presentation, it's an IQ test. Let me say that again. A solar sales presentation is not a presentation, it's an IQ test. And folks, after you see what you're seeing here tonight, and after you've been around a while and see what we do, I have a saying of my own, and it's basically, if somebody gives you too much hassle, here's my saying: some people deserve to pay full price. And that's the attitude, that's the confidence you need to have going into this. Folks, we make on average commission, if you look at the commission right here, and you can see this right here, hopefully you guys can see that. The commission right here in this job is about $6,400. The mentor made $3,200. The mentee, which is the person who submitted the bill, got a bill, up the mentor, and then put duct tape on their mouth and listened and took notes while somebody else gave the presentation. How many of you could put duct tape on your mouth and take notes for $3,200? And it probably takes that presentation, let's go from low to high, 45 minutes to maybe 2 hours max. Folks, that's great money. Let's talk about another testimony in Florida, 410, East Coast, big usage out there. Texas, big usage, 410 all the way to 290. Again, you know which one you'd pick. So this is what we're doing over and over and over again for people, and they love it. So why not have clean energy and save money? This job, obviously larger, 8,200. So the mentor made 4,100. The mentee made 4,100 as well. Folks, it just gets better and better. And listen, you haven't spent but a few minutes talking to somebody to maybe get their bill. You don't have a 2 or 3 hour conversation to get a bill. You literally say, hey, I know somebody. His name's Sam. He's great. He's right in your area. He has all the details. I don't know, but if I can get your bill, I can make sure we get it uploaded. They'll show you a free savings report. If it makes sense, it makes sense. Good luck. Did I say anything about solar? Nothing. Let's look at why people would want solar. Energy costs $150 here on today's payment. In 10 years, $300, and in 30 years, $1,500, and that's only at a 6 to 8% annual increase. Folks, I can tell you right now, because most people don't open their electric bill, they just pay it or pay it online. Here in California, it's more like 18%. In some areas of the East Coast, the far East Coast, it's upwards somewhat of that, okay? So it's not any 6 or 8%. That's almost a joke, literally, okay? So again, you would pay $225,000 in electricity, or you could pay $54,000 by going solar. And again, my famous quote, I'll give you a minute. Who in the heck would pay $225,000 when they could pay $54,000, right? That's $171 in savings. What could you do with that savings? You can lock in your electric costs, no money down, and get a tax credit. So I'll tell you something. I probably don't even have to say his name, even though it's on the screen. You probably know just by his face. And he doesn't look sad for some reason. He looks pretty happy. Here's what he said. Energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history. Now, if you don't know Warren Buffett, he's into a lot of things, including real estate, including many other things. And personally, he's invested millions in renewable energy. And I'll read it one more time. Energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history. Not real estate, not mortgage, not whatever else. So I wanted to say that if you're from our networking side tonight, folks, as well, get ready for a treat. You're going to love it. I'm going to introduce a gentleman right now. He'll probably pull up his screen in a second here. But this gentleman right here, I have a great deal of respect for him. I remember, I didn't know him a while back, and I was like, oh, this guy, he just has an energy about him. But I remember one time he was talking to somebody. He said, the eagle has landed. And he doesn't know that I know this, but he said the eagle has landed. And I said, well, I'm going to sit in the same row as him because I want to hang around with eagles, not ducks, right? And guess what? Little did we know, we didn't know each other at that time. We were both sitting in the front row at the very first event. So I want to introduce tonight somebody who's made literally millions and millions in several different industries. He'll tell his own story. But if I can bring the stage, Mr. Samuel Bean, are you there, sir?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Look, that's a nugget of slide, bro. You talking about an education. That was education and edutainment at the same time. I was over here telling people, look, if you guys are not on this call, you guys are missing a treat. And so, again, you talking about, opening up. It's hard to follow people like you, man. I appreciate what you just did. And guys, Pete, again, like I said, he's been doing this for a while. That's why, again, he's so on point and on purpose with it. He's passionate about it. And again, it's always great to share the stage with him. I love his energy. I love his positivity. I love his confidence. And he loves helping people as well. And when you look at, my journey, again, from the military in 96, when I got out after Desert Storm, went into real estate for a long time, from 96 to 2008. And that's why I made my first 7 figures. Right. And then after that was in coffee from 98 until current, until basically 3 months ago, right? And made multiple 7 figures in coffee. And then, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we started investing heavily and made 7 figures in investing at that point. And so retired 3 years ago because all I wanted to do was invest, enjoy my life, enjoy my wife, enjoy my 2 kids. And then somebody had to come and tell me about this company. And it was a problem, but it was a good problem, right? They interrupted my retirement. And so but they interrupted it, and it was a blessing. And when I said blessing, I'm looking at a company, guys. You're looking at a company at this time that a person can literally come in, like Pete said, on a part-time basis and make a 6-figure income. And I'm going to say right now, from a person who has a part-time job, and you have a part-time job, that means that you're working probably about 65 to 70 hours a week, 40 hours on your regular job, 25 to 30 on your part-time job. And that part-time job for most people, not counting your dollars, but on average, most people are not making more than $3,000 a month on their part-time job. But people are willing to do that because it's some guaranteed money that they need, right? And so I'm gonna show you guys that we have people who are making in 15, 25, 35 minutes an hour and 1 month and an hour's worth of phone calls, an hour's worth of work, right? More than what a person's working 30 hours a week is making on a part-time job. And so people who are in sales and you like sales management, you've helped build companies from a corporate sales position, a corporate management position from ground up. You're used to overrides, you're used to making big bonuses and things like that. Well, I got something for you as well. And then for our entrepreneurs, people who understand money, understand how to go out there and build big networks and have passive residual income, I got something for you as well. And so when it comes to Warren Buffett, again, it's just the person that I always tell people that I don't trade place. I would take advice from people I wouldn't trade places with. He's definitely a person I would trade places with from a financial perspective, And when I look at what he said and then what he did after he said it, he made this quote, but then he doubled down and he invested $10 billion in the clean energy and solar space. Okay? And so the cool part about this company, guys, some of the things that you really want to know and you really want to get this down in your spirit right away is that one, it's not a network marketing company. Okay, this is a high ticket sales company, almost like a business mall where people come and shop for opportunities, people come and shop for careers, and we're not a one trick pony, right? So when you look at the compensation plan, It's amazing. And I've never seen anything like it in my life. This is a slide that Pete went over, so I'm not going to be redundant, but I did want to show you the slide again just to make sure that you know that you can make a six-figure income without recruiting. Okay. Now, when it comes to your own efforts and how you start your journey on making a six-figure annual income on a very part-time basis, it starts with the generosity of the company. And they pay 70% of the transactional commissions that come into the company to people who are responsible for getting the deal and closing the deal. Okay. And so when you look at a person who's getting the deal, right, you're responsible for three things and three things only. If you can master these three things and then get out of the way and then hit repeat and do it again, you can make a fat out fortune part-time without recruiting. Okay. One, pique a person's interest. Ask them a simple question like, hey, have you ever thought about going solar? Say no. Well, great. Let me give you a couple of benefits on why people are going solar and why you should consider it. Awesome. I love the idea. You have more information? Better than that, I have an expert. Give me your bill. Two, obtain the bill. Okay. And then when you take the bill and you submit it to the actual expert, the engineer that's going to design the layout for the solar panels on that person's home with AI, they're going to go over the financing and they're going to close that deal after answering that person's questions, as you've now sealed the deal by one, again, piquing interest, two, getting the bill, three, setting the appointment, and then letting the other person do the rest. So when you do that, in this example of $10,000 as a commission, you two get to split $7,000. That's $3,500 for you, $3,500 for the business partner that closed the deal for you. Okay. There's $3,000 that's left. I'll go over that $3,000 a little bit later, but that's going to come when I start talking about the people who actually want to build sales teams and sales forces. Okay. But right now, when it comes to you and your money, you want to make sure you master customer acquisition, right? And then when you master customer acquisition, the person on the other side of the deal is what we call the mentor, because they're not closing the deal. They're bringing the buyer to a buying decision, and they're teaching you as a mentor how to actually do that. Okay. So while they're servicing the customer, they're teaching you, and that's why they get half of the actual deal. Now, mentors, just to qualify to become a mentor, which is one of the most desirable positions in the company, and people love this because you're not dependent on a team, but the company will send you leads, right? And people will realize that you're a mentor in the company by clicking the drop down. All you have to do is bring three people, three deals to the table yourself. Okay, witness them being closed and learn from each one of those transactions. Then bring five deals to the table that you actually close on your own. Okay, and so now you've been through enough deals to know exactly what to do. You take a company certification, which is very, very simple, internal certification. Watch a couple of videos, and then answer a couple of questions, and then we put your name in lights. We let everybody know that you are a mentor and that you're available now to start closing deals for everybody in all 35 states that we operate in right now as a solar installation company. Okay, so that's the mentorship side. We actually have a gentleman out of Atlanta who did the 28 deals in 1 month, in the month of April, made six figures, guys, six figures in a month. So when I say six figures in a year, okay, is something that's possible, guys. It's more than possible. It's probable for most. We have several people who are tracking six figures already. Several people who are tracking multiple six figures. Okay, so again, bringing a deal to the table and being a mentor, all of these things, both of these things are basically have you earning money based on your own efforts. Okay, so as a mentor, this is how easy it is for you to manufacture income, right? So you help four people who want to become a mentor do their three deals. That's 12 deals that you get paid on average at $3,500. Same example that I used earlier. That's $42,000 a month. Guys, that's $500,000 a year. Okay. And guess what? That's $500,000 a year on a very part-time basis. If you can do the math, that's 10 times the amount a person with a full-time job working 40 hours a week makes. And you're doing this from the comfort of your own home, like Pete says, staring at a screen. So when you look at Zig Ziglar, the late great Zig Ziglar, he said, you will get all you want in life, guys, if you help enough people get what they want. And, I actually created a quote of my own based on his quote. And my quote is, if you put everybody's family before yours, your family will never, ever be last. And it's just basically being a servant, right? And helping the masses. So when you are a servant, you're bringing people to a position where they can make a six-figure part-time income, on an annual basis without recruiting. Guess what happens? Every time they make a sale, you actually get paid. Okay. So whether you are a person who used to build network marketing companies, or you're a person who used to build affiliate programs, or you're a person who used to take companies from the infrastructure and you built sales teams that now have them being multi-million-dollar, multi-billion-dollar corporations, guys, what you'll find is most of those situations don't pay you like this one does. Okay. Remember that $3,000 I told you that was left over from the transaction? Well, you bring one person in. Let's say you bring in an Ed Ayala. You did something like that, you'd be rich already. But let's say Ed Ayala comes in, every time he does a deal, based on the $10,000 example, $3,000 left, you get 20% of what Ed of that $3,000. That's $600. Now, if Ed goes out and brings 5 deals in, guess what, guys? That's $3,000. And then you turn around and you bring in, Pete Abraham, and Pete does 5 deals. You made $3,000. Sorry, you actually made $9,000 because those 10 transactions, guys, now puts you at a position of manager. You're getting $900 per deal instead of 6. Hey, that's how easy it is to ramp up your earning potential. Higher percentage in returns, right? And then with less work. Also, let's say Pete Abraham brings Angel Tran in and she does 1 deal. She is in his lineage down in your infinite levels. 10% of that is $300. So you made what, $9,300 in this example with those 3 people. Okay? Guess what? You wasn't on the scene. You didn't bring a deal to the table. You did not close a deal at all. All you did was override your sales force. Now, as the bigger your sales force gets, obviously, the more installs will happen. Okay. And when you look at these percentages, guys, they are really high, and it's really easy for you to get to those percentages. 35% at director, 15% down to infinite levels. Okay. At executive director and national director, guys, something special happens. You pretty much become a partner in a sense, right? You become a shareholder. And what they do is they take all of the installs, 100% of the installs that happen in the company, and they take 2% and 5% of those commissions, and they put them in 2 separate pools for executives and nationals. And guess what? The people who are in those pools who qualify to get a piece of the pie, they all get equal shares of that pie. Let's say 10 people were in that executive director pot. Guess what? They all get the same share. Let's say 2 or 3 people in the national. Guess what? They all get the same exact share of that pie. They're the only ones that are getting it. That's why when people say, "Well, I don't like talking to people. I don't like working with people," and I ask them, for an extra $30,000 or $40,000 a month, could you learn how to to talk to people and help people? And that attitude kind of changes a little bit, and you can start to sense a shift, right? And so, as a manager, a person who actually has people who are in their organization, and 10 people do an install in 1 month, right? 4 of those people direct you, 6 of those people indirect to you down in infinite levels. That's about $6,300 using what I just showed you, okay? And then let's say you do 1 deal, both sides of that transaction, $7,000, or you actually get a deal where it's a $7,000 transaction, you're half. Either way, it's $13,000. And that's a month, right? Every month you do that, guys, it happens. So you're looking at $150,000 a year, which is 3 times the average person makes per year on their job full time. Okay? As a director, basically you just doubled up the actual production, right? Go from 10 to 20. And then you still do that same 1 deal per month. And now you're at 20 grand a month. That's $250,000 a year. 5 times the amount a person makes on their job. And I keep on talking about what a person makes on their job. And because I want to make sure you understand, guys, there's always a better way, right? There's always something different, something extra you can do, right? And so when a person is out there complaining about their situation, and money will solve the situation, okay, and you can give them an opportunity to make the type of money that they desire to make without taking them away from their life, as like Pete said earlier today, you don't want a resolution. You just want somebody to listen to your problems, right? And so this is big business. And when what comes with big business is the truth. So let me share with you another truth. Okay, you have people who would rather actually have a traditional business and pay more money and make less money than a person who is now up to date, new technology. And instead of owning a brick and mortar business that has a ton of overhead, they can own a click and order business from their computer and have minimal overhead. Example, you see all these things on the screen right now that you have to have in place when you open up a solar brokerage. Guys, it takes anywhere from 100,000 to maybe 200, $250,000 to open up a solar brokerage. And it takes anywhere from 10, 15, 25, $35,000 a month to run it. This depends on how big you want to blow it up, right? And sustain it. So I do the same exact thing they do. I have the same exact things they have access to, but I have it for $200. So again, for me, I don't want all of the, responsibilities of looking prominent because I have a traditional business. I want all the freedom that comes with a click and order company where I don't have to worry about employees and I actually make more money. And most of my deals when it comes to, and I say I'm talking about me and all the people who invited you that sell solar here. We make more money per transaction than most people who actually own companies when they do a deal. Let me share with you why. When they actually do deals and they do installations, they get their materials almost at retail price because they're small, they're new. When we actually do deals on this side, guys, guess what? We have a lot of money to play with because Freedom Forever, they have buying power that gives them low costs on everything they purchase from materials. Remember, we've done 160,000 installs. These guys, we are in 35 states. So the buying power, when they buy in bulk, there's so much money left in a deal. One, our people get a great deal when it comes to our homeowners, and there's enough money left to where our actual salespeople are paid very, very well, and they don't have to go out there and price gouge and cheat and beat the customer. It's a win-win-win situation all the way across the board. So again, take all the life savings that you have under your mattress and go and open up a company, or take $200 off your credit card and get your business started. Okay, so as a consultant, guys, you pretty much are a career guy, career gal, and you can come and sell as much as you want, as much solar as you want, as much rain, H2O water filtration systems as you want with our amazing alkaline water. You can sell as much ADT and Ripple that we have that's coming. You can sell all of that stuff, guys, as a consultant, part-time or full-time. And you set your hours, right? And you clock in when you want to, clock out when you want to, and $149. And that $149 gets you set up in the system and gives you access to everything that you get. It's no different than you being a real estate agent or a broker or insurance person. There's always costs associated with startups when you're an independent business owner or independent contractor. So ours is just a lot more inexpensive. And our monthly overhead, to have access to everything that we offer from technology, and every partnership brokerage, access that we have, trainings and everything else is only $49 a month. Don't have to recruit one person, guys. So, but keep in mind, for those who are consultants who don't want to recruit, you don't have to, but at some point in time, you'll find yourself recruiting, indirectly, because when people get a great deal on solar and their neighbors start to ask them, about the opportunity, hey, can I make some money in this? And you tell them yes, and they sign up, as a consultant, or they sign up as a builder, you are now recruiting indirectly, whether you want to or not. If you don't recruit them, somebody else will. Okay. But as a business builder, right? This business builder situation, $200, guys, I'm gonna just tell you, it doesn't just get you everything the consultant has, but it gives you benefits, guys. We have basically a benefits package that comes with rewards, savings, smart money access. I'm gonna talk about in just a second, but the residual income, when I say the big business people, the people who understand subscriptions, the people who understand residual income, the people who understand that lifestyle money, that leisure money, it comes from us having, a builder pack that's worth having, that $99 a month. So when you look at the Smart Money Club that we have, guys, you see we have financial mastery, business mastery, and instead of charging you, $5,000 or $200 or $250, $2,500 to help you master, building your credit or starting your own little credit business on the side, or insulating yourself, from the IRS and selling you a tax plan, or giving you advice, helping you be in your own bank by doing insurance, all the stuff that we can charge you, guys. Just like we charge you for the water, we charge you for solar, we can charge 2, 3,000, 4, 500 for each and every last one of these things. But as you're not paying for any of it, you're actually getting it included in your $99 a month membership. It comes with it, right? And so you get all of this stuff. So now when you're making all the money, you'll know exactly how to keep it, how to protect it, how to scale it, how to use it, diversify outside of this company and buy the things and invest in the things you really want, right? But also how to diversify and legal legacy for your family. Okay. Now, the fun part of this membership, okay, is everything that you get to do as well. Like if you like to eat out, you're a foodie. We have restaurants, 50,000 restaurants that you can get discounts on, which includes steakhouses. Okay. And if you are a person who likes to shop, right, and that's your thing, as you can shop at 150,000 retailers. You want to do kid activities with your family, you want to go on cruises, you want to go out there and go to resorts, destination vacations, and stuff like that. You're a traveler, guys, 850,000 travel providers. I've used this thing already twice, right? And the crazy part about it is my first trip, was Vegas in March. A month after I got started, I saved what, $28 a night, 5 nights at the Venetian. Okay, saved $31 a night last month when we had an event in California, 6 nights, $186 a night, right? Almost $400 in two trips. Going to Cancun tomorrow. Me and my wife, with friends, we had the trip that was been planned back in January earlier this year, already paid for and everything, right? But I looked just to check and see how much it costs, guys. We actually would have saved about $325 on this trip had we booked it through our company. Okay. And so the savings are there, right? But this is what happens because you're on, that $99 membership, because you are a part of our builders program. Because with the consultant, as a career person, you can't get residual income. There's no residual income for you, right? As a builder. However, there is, right? And when you look at the people who you're bringing on, all of the people who are consultants, or all the people who are builders as well, who want to take advantage of the residuals, who want to take advantage of the selling stuff and building sales teams and things like that. As you amass, your sales force, as you build your sales force, again, $500 a month residuals, $1,000 a month residuals, and keep this in mind, guys. When your people bring in people, right? They bring people onto our company. They count. When you have someone like a Eddie Yala, who's going to bring a ton of people in the business, guys, what we have is called spillover. Everything he spills over into your network, you get paid on as well, right? You have a person like Angel Tran. Everything she spills over into your network, guess what? You get paid on it, right? You have a person like Idris Alaga. Everybody that spills over into his network, into your network from what he does, you get paid on it. So think about this for a second. I'm here. I came in 3 months after the company opened, right? The young lady that brought me to the table, guess what? She's my personal sponsor in this situation. When I get to $250,000 in 18 months from now, guess what? You see where it says build a 1,000? You see she gets a 20% check match on my generation. She's gonna be making 50 grand a month, right? And that's how I get to say thank you for inviting me to build. Okay. So this is important, guys. This is where the legacy income comes in. Let me share something with you. I want you to think like a billionaire for once. And I'm gonna give you the insight, of a millionaire mindset and a billionaire mindset. If you look at the economical climate right now, how people are building businesses in a way that insulates them from what goes on in the US, they do it by building subscription-based businesses that offer residual income. So I don't care what Netflix sells as add-ons and extra movies and everything else. They actually they count on and depend on the 260 million subscriptions that they have. Spotify has over 600 million people, right? That are active in their account, but they count on the 239 million subscriptions that they have. This is big business, right? Jeff Bezos has Amazon Prime, right? And Amazon Prime sells everything, but it's not the everything that he counts on, because things will come and go. People will add things to their platform and take things off. The one thing that Jeff Bezos counts on every month is 200 million subscriptions. Okay. HBO, 100 million, right? So what do you have in your portfolio that you can count on besides where you clock in at? Okay. If something happens like COVID, something that nobody saw coming, and you are now locked in home and you can't go to work, I don't know what you do, but I know what I do. I do residual income. My income actually went up, right, when COVID hit. Just telling you, I bought my wife her dream house during COVID, right? And I'm just telling you, I'm not saying this to brag, and I'm not saying this to impress you. I'm saying this because what I'm telling you this wasn't even the information that I was born with. I studied geniuses. I learned from geniuses, people who do businesses like this on a regular basis, and they taught me the stuff that I use. The only thing I take credit for is being a student. Okay. And so for those of you who are here today, and you're looking for something that could change your life, you're not signing up for the person that invited you. And stop thinking about what people get when they sign you up and stuff. Hey, think about what you get when you go out there and take full advantage of it. Okay? I strongly suggest you get back with the person that invited you. Tell them thank you. You know, again, because when I see opportunities like this, I didn't come out of retirement make money for myself. I came out of retirement because I know there's a lot of people that I can help with, and the company's going to pay me well for helping them. Okay, $199. Some of you guys are going to spend $199 this weekend on going out somewhere, buying drinks at the bar, turning it up, making it rain, right? A dinner and a movie. Some of you guys are going to go shopping and spend $200. No return coming on any of that. I'm going to spend $200 in Cancun this week. I can guarantee you. Okay, but invest $200 in your future. Okay, get with the person that invited you, get your game plan. Let us show you exactly what you need to do. One, to get the $200 back on your credit card, but two, let's show us how to put you in a position where you can start your part-time career with no recruiting, or you can start your part-time career building a sales force or your business. So with that, guys, it's been a pleasure. On behalf of me and my partner, Pete Abraham, it was a pleasure having this conversation with you guys this evening. Hopefully you got something out of it. And regardless of what you do, whether you join us or not, we wish you well going forward. For those of you who do get started with us, looking forward to working with you. Bye-bye for now.
Recording stop.